Yeah, beat him up, little dude. You can do it. You can do it. No, no. What is up, everybody? I am Luke from the Master Sword Valley, and welcome back to another Minecraft mod showcase. Today, I am doing the Switch Bow mod. And the Switch Bow mod is basically an archery themed mod that adds in a new bow, tons of different arrows, and some new kind of equipment based things. You guys will see. So first, I'm going to show you the crafting recipes, and then we're going to show off every single arrow that is in this mod. Minus one that I couldn't get to work in this mod. I don't really know why, but I will show you guys that soon. So yeah, let's get this started. Whoa! I gotta turn around there. Alrighty, so in this mod, obviously being called the Switch Bow mod, you're going to need a bow in order to be able to fire off these arrows and such. And that is where this comes in. This is the Switch Bow. And to make that, you're going to need 3 string, 3 sticks, and an Eye of Ender, and you will get the Switch Bow. And as you notice, it's basically the same crafting recipe as a regular bow. You just add the Eye of Ender. So really not that hard. Alright, the next thing we have right here is the Switch Crossbow. Now, this is actually made a little bit easier than regular crossbows. This is going to take 4 iron, 1 Eye of Ender, 2 planks. Doesn't really matter what planks. I just chose oak because that's just what I do, and that's just how we roll. And 2 string, and you will get the Switch Crossbow. Alright, the next thing we have right here, which is actually kind of cool, is the Arrow Dispenser. And I will show you guys this in a moment here. To make that, you're going to need 4 planks. Guess it doesn't really matter. 1 piston, 1 dispenser, and you will get the Arrow Dispenser. Just kidding, you don't have to wait at all. Okay, so I went ahead and put down the arrow dispenser to show you guys, and how convenient. A skeleton died here and dropped some of his arrows just for our mod showcase. Such nice skeletons, I swear. Anyway, so this right here is the arrow dispenser. Now, we're gonna go ahead and load in some arrows. Now, you can load regular arrows, but also any kind of special arrow in this mod, except for 3, which consist of the teleport arrow, the vampire arrow, and the triple arrow. Those are the only ones that you cannot load into this arrow dispenser. But basically, you put them in, and you can basically set the angle. We'll go 35, and we'll go down to about 49, whatever. You can also choose the shoot count, as you can see, so we're gonna shoot 3 at a time. Now, in order to activate this, you're actually going to need a redstone torch or just a redstone signal in general, but this is probably the easier way. You can just right-click it with a redstone torch, and you will fire off the arrows. As you can see, go, arrows, go! Mayhem and destruction is ensued! Ah, crap, we ran out. All right, I went ahead and repositioned it, and I just left the settings the same, just so I can see. Look at that! Go, arrows! Mayhem and destruction! Ah, ha, ha, ha! It's beautiful works of art. Look at them just completely fly through the air. It's a beautiful line of destruction and art. Mwah! But yeah, that's the arrow dispenser. All right, and the next thing we have right here is the pedestal. This is actually really cool. Basically, to make this, you're going to need 2 prismarine shards, a prismarine crystals, and 4 obsidian, and you will get the pedestal. Now, this is for a ritual. I seem to do a lot of mods based on rituals and such, but I'll get to this in a second as well. For now, you're just gonna have to sit and wonder how it works. Ooh, 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 ah! Excuse me, sirs, but you're actually bothering my mod showcase, so if you could please just, if you're not gonna move on your own, I'm gonna have to do this, unfortunately. I know, it really sucks, but guess what? We're in 2021. We have Squid Games now, where the penalty is death. All right, now, as I was saying so I had to take care of business. We'll look at it like that. This is basically how you're going to use the pedestal. You're going to need these materials in my inventory. Get this crap out of here. All these. This is what you're going to need to make this. So you're going to take 9 blocks of quartz and make a 3x3 square out of them, just like this. And then you're going to take the stairs and surround them just like this. And then you're going to take these quartz pillars and put 1 on each corner, just like that. And you're basically going to stack them 3 high. So 1, 2, 3 on all corners. 2, 3. 3 high on all of them. You're going to take magma blocks, put them on top of each of them. As you can see, it's looking like a pretty cool pedestal already. And then you take a then you take a block of obsidian, put that in the center, and then this pedestal, put that on top just like that. And boom, you have now made your altar right here. Look at that. It's beautiful. Ah, mwah, mwah. C'est magnifique. Except I don't speak French. And I'll show you how to use this in a second, but we need to go. There's a few more crafting recipes that I want to show you guys. Now I'll show you the shrine that we basically built in a second, but we have a few more things to go over. First thing we have right here is the quiver. It makes sense, it's an archery mod. To make that, you're going to need 5 pieces of leather, 1 chest, and 1 string, and you will get the quiver. Now that's not all. If you take this quiver and throw it into the same crafting recipe while replacing the chest with the quiver, you will get the big quiver. And I'll show you guys that both these in a second here. And then the last thing we have right here is the love potion. Now to make that, you're going to need 3 wheat seeds, 3 wheat, 2 carrots, and 1 glass bottle, and you will get the love potion. Now this is important for other crafting recipes, but I won't go over those. I'll just flash them on the screen, on the side. I can't talk! Alright, I went and grabbed the quiver and the big quiver out of these chests here, and basically what they do is when you right click, you can see that you can store 9 stacks of arrows into this quiver right here. So, actually I didn't do this beforehand. I'm actually going to do the math. 9 times 64. You can store 576 arrows into this quiver right here, and with the big quiver, you basically get 2 times that amount of storage. So we have 576 times 2. You can store 1,152 arrows into this big quiver, as long as there are, of course, stacks of it, of course. Yeah, I did the math. What of it, huh? What of it? What you gonna do? You wanna fight me? You wanna fight? Now, as much as I hyped up this pedestal, the shrine, basically, for being something that's gonna be, like, really, really difficult to use, it's not. It's really not. So in this chest over here where I had the materials, I've had these special arrows in here as well, which are basically what you can put into this pedestal, the shrine, to basically enchant it to make better arrows. So we're just going to take the, oh my god, so much suspension right here, so much suspension, fire arrow. We're gonna take this fire arrow and we're just going to stick this into this pedestal right here, and look at that, it's so cool. Look at that, it's so cool. It's basically like using an enchantment table, except it's an enchantment shrine. And once that's done, you will get the powered up arrow. In this case, we have the Firestorm Arrow. Now I'll go through these when we actually get to them, obviously, but you can basically take all 8 of these arrows right here and turn them into enchanted special arrows. Alrighty, so now that we've gone through the enchantment and everything and all the crafting recipes, I'm going to show you all the arrows, but I'll flash the crafting recipe for these on the side of the screen. That way we can just get to these faster, you know? It just saves time for you guys and not me. God, what is with this episode? I don't know. Now, the first arrow that we have right here is the Thunder Arrow. Now, I'm sure you guys can imagine what this one does. When you shoot it, it will basically cause lightning to happen. And, of course, whatever hits will do a ton of damage. Now, I would test this over on my test subjects back at the lab, but turns out Thunder actually powers them up. So, no, I'm not going to do that. But, yeah, this is the Thunder Arrow. Boom! You might want to just be careful if Smokey the Bear is in these woods. With planes. Alright, the next arrow we have right here is the Piercing Arrow. Now, this one will inflict 70% of pierce to the enemy, which basically means that if they have armor on, it will pierce through it, doing a lot more damage. So, it doesn't really help much on this creeper here, because it just died in 3. But I'm sure, like, if I could get an armored enemy spawn, but I don't want to take the time and do that, it will inflict so much more damage to them with the piercing effect, basically. So yeah, Piercing Arrow! What if I could pierce myself? Yeah, come on. I can pierce myself. I hate myself so much I want to pierce myself. Come on, go! Damn it, didn't even work. Alright, the next one we have right here is called the Arrow of the
What
the hell are you doing here? Aren't you restricted to caves?
You never learned, did
Oh
you?
my, yeah, you're right, I never learned my lesson. Well, actually, you're the perfect test subject for this. So this here is the Arrow of the Searcher. Basically, it will find the closest opponent and target it. So I'm going to actually aim way over this way, and it will actually aim itself at the silverfish right here, as you can see. Wow, the arrows, there we go, I hit him. I actually hit him for once, I can't believe it. So yeah, these will find the closest target and basically direct its aim back at it, as you can see right there. Yeah, serves you right for coming out of your cave like that. But yeah, Arrow of the Searcher. What if I can find it on myself? Ew, the arrows eject me. Alright, the next one we have right here is the Bouncy Arrow. Now, the Bouncy Arrow, when you shoot it and it hits a wall, it will ricochet off of that wall and go flying in the other direction. Oh my god, that went further than I even thought. And it's still going. Look at that. Wow, that is cool. But yeah, in whatever wall it hits, if you end up missing an enemy or something, it will bounce and hopefully try and hit something else. Actually, I wonder, will it bounce off of a mob? I never actually tested this. All right, I have my test subject again. Will it bounce off of you? No, well, no. Okay, we'll just stick in you. But it's still pretty cool how we'll just boing and completely miss your target. Die! There we go. But yeah, Bouncy Arrows. There they go. They're still going. Now, this one right here is the knockback arrow. This one is actually pretty cool as well. As I'm pretty sure you can tell by the name, it will inflict extreme knockback on them and send them flying away. Woohoo! It even cause fall damage if they go in the air. It's really, really useful if you have a swarm of mobs on you and you just want them off of you. Excuse me. But yeah, knockback arrow. Goodbye. Now, this one is probably another one of my favorites. This is the Protector Arrow. Basically, when you shoot it at a mob, you will spawn a little island golem. They'll go and just beat them up. No! Yeah, they're very weak, as you can see, but they still run really fast. They can do a lot of damage. Basically, they're like a normal iron golem, just not a whole lot of health and die very easily to creepers. They don't stay for long. They just are in for like a few seconds. But yeah, they're really, really nice in that sense. Like if you have like a horde of zombies on you or something, you can just fire off all these arrows and basically have your own army of iron golems. It's really, really cool in that sense. But yeah, Protect Arrows. Now the next one we have right here is the Triple Arrow, which I'm sure you can probably guess what this does. It lets you shoot 3 arrows at once. So you can hit many, many targets that are like right next to each other. It's really nice in that sense, but it just takes the same amount of arrows to actually craft. So, I mean, it's a nice spread shot in that effect, but that's really all it does. It just shoots 3 arrows at once. But yeah, Triple Arrows. Come on, hit me 3 times. Hit me! Hit me! Hit me! Damn, you suck. Now, the next one we have right here is the Dragon Arrow, which this one is also pretty cool. When you shoot it, it will cause an aura of dragon's breath around. You know, like when you're fighting the Ender Dragon and it actually breathes out like puffs of like smoke and whatnot from the newer updates? That's basically what this does. So let's do it again. Smell my stinky breath. It smells just like the Ender Dragon. I know, it's horrid, isn't it? Yeah, see? And they start dying from it. But yeah, Dragon Arrow! Alright, so I shot some thunder arrows and it started a bit of a fire. That's to show off the Sprinkler Arrow. Basically what this does is it will extinguish fires, as you can see right here, and it will also break any torches that are around. So I guess in that sense it'd be kind of dickish if you're in a PvP match. So as you can see right here, breaks all those torches, and it will also, I should have set this up earlier, it will also turn lava into obsidian, as you can see right there. So it's actually, I guess it can be kind of useful if you happen to have these kinds of arrows when you go mining or like in the nether or something. But yeah, it doesn't really seem that useful if you're just trying to naturally find obsidian. But yeah, Sprinkler Arrow. Come on, douse me. I'm so beautiful looking. Come on. I'm so hot. Oh, yes, the good stuff. Now, this right here is the Chorus Arrow, and what this will do is when you shoot it at a mob, it will teleport them into a random direction. Now, it can be kind of a grace or kind of a screw at the same time because it randomly teleports them. Now, I don't know if it's directly like in a certain block radius of the player, but they might be like teleport them like into your house or something. Or something like that. Like, see, it just teleported right in front of me. So, it can be kind of useful, but it can also be kind of counterproductive as well if they teleport right in front of your face. So, I don't know. Just give or take however your luck goes. But yeah, Chorus Arrow. Okay, will not teleport the player. Next one we have right here is the Burial Arrow, which I'm sure you can guess what this does. It will shove a mob into the ground and cause them to start suffocating. So this one actually seems very, very useful. However, this is one of the arrows that you can power up in the Pedestal, and it actually is more useful that way if you have a big swarm of mobs. But if you just have like a few mobs, you can just fire them off and have them start suffocating in the ground. It's very, very unique in that way. And you see it just fills in the hole like that. But yeah, Burial Arrow. All right, I went ahead and set up a redstone signal for this next one, which is the Redstone Arrow. Now this one will, when you shoot it at it will cause a very, very brief redstone signal. So watch the piston, if it'll work. Go. See, it just moved the block. So it's a very, very short signal. I'm actually gonna test this on something else. Let's get a door and let's see if it works. Why not? Just an iron door. Boom. Let's see if this actually will stay open long enough. No, it won't. So yeah, it's a very, very brief redstone signal that you can pretty much just trigger anywhere. I guess it'd be good for like various like maps and such with puzzles, but yeah, that's about it. But yeah, Redstone Arrow. Now the next one we have right here is the Luck Arrow, which kind of works like fortune on swords or looting on tools and whatnot. Basically, when you shoot it and when it kills the mob, it will basically have a looting 3 effect on them. So as you can see right here when I pick this up, okay, we may have gotten 2. Let's try this again. But you basically get the idea. Like when you use this to kill a mob, you will get more gunpowder. As you can see, I got 4 there because I'm up to 6. So yeah, you'll get more items when you kill a mob using this kind of arrow. But yeah, luck arrow. All right, we're gonna kind of break the mold a little bit, and we're gonna jump to the sliver arrow, which isn't next in my rotation. But basically what this one does is it will, when you shoot it at a mob, it'll have a glass break effect, and it will also cause weakness on mobs. So can be useful if, again, you have another like swarm of mobs and you basically just need to weaken them a little bit. I don't know how long it lasts, but yeah, and like I said, it has that glass break. Now, when I tried to record this mod earlier, I thought this was called the Silver Arrow. Like here, I'll rotate through these. I thought it said Silver Arrow for the longest time, but then when I looked back on it, it said Sliver Arrow, and I just had to facepalm myself. But yeah, Sliver Arrow. All right, the next one we have right here is the Love Arrow. Now, I put my armor for this. Basically what it does is that it's actually kind of cool. If you shoot it at a hostile mob, they will actually forget to attack and basically stop running after you for just a few seconds while they still have the hearts around them, as you can see. So we'll show this again. As you can see, they'll basically just stop. However, with like creepers, if you get too close, they'll still explode on you. So it can actually be really, really useful in that sense. And we're also going to jump into the Love Arrow Aoe, where it, upon shooting the arrow, it will actually go through a number of mobs. So we're going to try on all of them. All of them are stopped because they guess they just don't want to hurt whatever it is they're in love with, to put it lightly like that. But yeah, that's the Love Arrow and Love Arrow Aoe. Now, the reason why I did these together and why I did like the Sliver Arrow before this is because you need the Sliver Arrow to basically craft this Aoe Love Arrow. So it wouldn't make sense if I had gone over like the Love Arrow Aoe first before the others. So yeah, that's my reasoning for that. But yeah, Love Arrows and Sliver Arrows. Now this one right here is the Bone Arrow, which I'm sure you can guess what this one does, is it will act like bone meal when you basically shoot it at grass and such. So not really that helpful since you can just use a thing of bone meal anyway on them, but it's still kind of nice in the fact that you can basically just be like, I'm gonna start a range garden, woo! And basically see where it lands and start your garden that way, I guess. I suppose it could be useful for that, but yeah, that's the Bone Arrow. It doesn't seem that practical normally since you can just use regular bone meal. It was a mouthful. As Luke sits upon the tree, he stalks out his prey and shoots off a fire! Yeah, so that basically right there was the Fire Arrow. Look at that. Look at that animation. That is so cool. I'm not going to shoot off a lot of these because it'll actually like crash my computer and such. But yeah, this is the Fire Arrow as it will basically engulf mobs in a storm of fire. It's really cool. Like the animation is awesome. Look at that. That's so freaking cool. But yeah, Fire Arrow. Kind of taken, not exactly taken from Zelda, but still kind of nice in that sense. Yay! I'm gonna spawn a fresh creeper here to show you off the Reinforced Arrow. Now this is also another one of my favorites as you need a teardrop to make it, so that's automatically better. But what am I saying? This is basically 2.5 times stronger than a normal arrow. Look at that! One hit and it's dead. Like, just wow. It's so freaking powerful. Like, once again, boom, dead in one arrow as compared to 3 arrows, I believe. So yeah, Reinforced Arrow, freaking awesome.
I'm sure Sky, this Minecraft will be very proud of me for this. The next one we have right here is the Underwater Arrow. And this one basically acts like a normal arrow when you use it in the water. So, as you can see, it goes straight for the squid normally. Whereas, let me get a regular bow and regular arrow. Notice how the regular arrow just kind of falls to the ground and it's really hard to hit something. And upon using this Underwater Arrow underwater, you will actually get a damage boost when it's used in the water. So as you can see right there, took him out instantly. So yeah, Underwater Arrow. Guys, Minecraft will be proud. I'm killing the squids.
Now this one right here is the Torch Arrow. Basically, it's self-explanatory. When you shoot it, it'll give you a torch. Doesn't really seem that useful because it takes 1 torch and 1 arrow to do it. So, not really that helpful, but it's still there. But yeah, Torch Arrow. Boom. I guess it can be useful for some puzzles as well, and like maps and such. Then the next thing we have right here is the Wither Arrow, which I'm sure you can guess what this one does. It will give a wither effect to whatever it is you hit. As you can see, it's starting to die from wither. And I'll shoot one of these pigs. I'm sorry, piggy. But you're one of my test subjects for this mod. As you can see, starts dying from wither as it didn't even die from the initial shot. So it can be useful in that sense, especially when fighting like some bosses in certain mods. But yeah, Wither Arrow. I hate myself. I need to wither away. Hit me. Hit me! Piss. The one time I want to take damage, it didn't happen. Because what I'm going to show you is the Vampire Arrow next. Now this one is pretty cool, but also kind of creepy as well. Now, as you can see, I've taken some damage there. Actually, blow up on me. Blow up! Blow up! Thank you. You've done your job. Okay. So what this one does is when you shoot it, it will basically act like you're sucking their blood. So I'll shoot the pig, and as you see, I got some 2 hearts back from it. So depending on how much damage it inflicts on the mob, it will steal that much health and give it back to you. So let's test it on this creeper right here. And as you can see, it didn't really give me a lot there. And there we go. Now we're at full health. So yeah, really, really helpful in that sense. It can be kind of a dick move if you're in like PvP matches. So yeah, Vampire Arrow. Can I steal my own? Can I steal my own life? Come on, come on. Let me steal my own life. Let me steal my own life. Come on, come on. Ah, damn. A vampire cannot take his own life. All right, now this one is the Teleport Arrow, which is kind of opposite of the Chorus Arrow. Actually, I think it might be the same. When you shoot it and it hits a block, you will teleport to that block, as you can see. So it works just like a better aimed Ender Pearl, I guess. Let me see if it actually does, if you actually take damage from it. So we'll shoot. Yeah, it looks like you do. So it works just like an Ender Pearl. And I think it will also teleport mobs. Whoa! You will teleport to the mob. That is... Okay, Okay, so you change places with the mob. That's what it is. That is actually pretty cool. I actually need to eat because I didn't recover my hunger when I was in creative. All right, but yeah, Teleport Arrow. I wonder if you can go to the sun. Go! Go to the sun! Go to the sun! No, doesn't look like it. Oh, God. Oh, that was close. Now, this one is the Air Arrow. Now, this will, when you hit an enemy, it will give it a levitation effect, as you can see. What's at the B? Will the B levitate? Okay, no. I mean, it's already flying, so that wouldn't make sense. Oh, wait, yes, it actually does get... Oh, never mind. But yeah, as you can see, hitting a mob will give it levitation. Boom. Fly, piggies. Actually, fly, creeper. You don't belong in this world. Off this planet you go. But yeah. Air Arrow. You didn't stay flying for long. Die! Come on, die! You don't belong in this world. Now this one is the Frost Arrow. This one is also really cool as it basically gives ice properties to anything really. So shooting it at the water will cause it to turn to ice, as you can see right here. Wee! I'm skating on ice, woo! But yeah, it will do that. But also what it will do is when you hit a normal block, it will cause it to turn to snow. And it will also give what's called a freeze effect to mobs so that basically they can't move. As you can see, I've shot at him and he cannot move. See? Frozen in place. But so yeah, Frost Arrow, really, really useful in that way. Now we're gonna be overkill by using the TNT Arrow on this creeper. Basically, it explodes! How did he survive? I guess it makes sense because he's freaking an explosion himself. But yeah, basically, it will create an explosion at whatever you hit. So we're going to go up and boom! Explosion from a distance. Boom! Sorry, Piggy. All of you are test subjects in my experiments here. So yeah, TNT Arrow. Really cool. I feel like a lot of mods have this where you basically have ranged TNT. Now that we've gone over the regular arrows, we're going to go over the special arrows gotten from the ritual shrines. So this one right here is the Thunderstorm Arrow, which will be a stronger arrow storm thing. I need to bring on the rain. I actually want it to rain for once. So yeah, as you can see, it's a much, much, much powerful storm of thunder and such. Wow, yeah. So we're gonna spawn a bunch, 5 creepers right here, and basically just Look at that. They're all charged from that giant lightning storm. But yeah, Thunderstorm Arrow. Now this one right here is the Bone Arrow, which, Bone Arrow Aoe, I believe it's called. Yeah, Bone Arrow Aoe. And basically it's a much better bone arrow and will cause much more vegetation to grow wherever you shoot, as you can see right there. So I guess it can be useful. Also, same thing with like the bone arrow, but I mean, you could just use a regular old piece of bone meal and get the same effect, possibly 2 of them. I guess that saves 2 bone meal, but yeah, bone arrow, AoE. The next one we have right here is the Transforming Sliver Arrow, which I actually don't know what this one does. At least I don't remember what it does. I guess it's just a bigger effect of like the weakness thing. Let's try it on multiple creepers. Yeah, so it's just an it's just like an AoE for giving weakness to multiple enemies around you. But I guess that's it. So yeah, that's the Transforming Sliver Arrow. Yay. Now this one is the Burial Arrow AoE, which does a bigger burial around the mobs. So it doesn't really help if I have one there, but let's get a few in here. Hopefully they don't move. Let's just do it like that. So you guys see it actually got four creepers right there, not just one, or not just the three. There were two in front of each other. But as you can see, it will do a much greater effect of the burial for multiple enemies. So yeah, Burial Arrow AoE. Try saying that like 30 times fast. Okay, now I'm a little worried about this one because I've had it crash my computer before. This is the Firestorm AoE, right? Yeah, Firestorm Arrow, which basically will do a bigger firestorm around a cluster of mobs. Now, don't shoot off a bunch of them even if you have a good computer, because you can see it's starting to slow down my computer. So it can really lag out your computer if you shoot off a bunch. So be careful with that. But yeah, Firestorm AoE, Firestorm Arrow. And now we have the Transforming Luck Arrow, which I believe might give just more drops if you kill a mob with it. Maybe it's just a little bit stronger. Okay, so I got 3 gunpowder from that. Let's put down a bunch and let's try them. Yeah, so it seems a little bit stronger than normal arrows, and looks like it's about the same amount of drops. So still like might apply looting 3 on the mobs. Don't know for sure, but yeah. Transforming Luck Arrow, go! Now we have the Air Arrow AoE, which will basically just give that levitation effect to multiple mobs around it in that pattern there, as you can see. So I hit in the middle and it started to levitate both those creepers. So yeah, pretty useful in that sense. If you just want things just constantly just take a ride on air, basically. I don't know where I got the singing from, but yeah, Air Arrow AoE. All right. I have a bunch of cows here because we're going to test out the Transforming Love Arrow AoE, I know, long name. And basically this is like the AoE Love Arrow, except that it will have a heart pattern around everything, basically. And so it still has the trail of hearts, as you can see right there, and then just has that big pattern of hearts when it lands. So I guess we're going to try and hit that creeper. And I guess that sense it wouldn't attack me still, and any creepers around it would also not attack me if that's where it landed. So basically I'm sure they wouldn't attack me. But yeah, Transforming Love Arrow AoE. Long name. All right, now we're getting into probably my favorite arrow in this mod. This is the Fly to the Moon. Basically what it does, bye! It sends them to the freaking space, so you don't have to deal with them any more than you have to. So bye! It's a lot of fun. It could be a lot of fun if you just want to see them just go flying away, like if you have a big group of mobs. So you go to space, you go to space, you go to space, you go to space, send them all to space. It's so funny. But yeah, Fly to the Moon. Now this one right here is the Random Arrow. Now this is a creative only arrow. You can't actually craft this, but basically this will shoot a random arrow out. So that right there was a Thunder Arrow. Let's see what else we can get. I don't know what that one was. I guess that was a Reinforced Arrow. This one, let's test on like some creepers. What do you do? So yeah, it'll just shoot out a random arrow. Like that was a Sliver Arrow. Come on, give me a good one. That was a Love Arrow. And yeah, that's a Burial Arrow. It'll basically just shoot a random arrow. So if you want to really test your luck with all the arrows in this mod, you certainly can with this arrow. So yeah, Random Arrow. I don't know what that was. Probably Luck Arrow. I did miss one arrow that is on the forums, but not in this mod, and that's the Rocket Arrow, which can basically just explode as a rocket around wherever you shoot it. And I think it just like continuously goes, but I can't find the crafting recipe anywhere in this. Like if I look with just enough items, there's no Rocket Arrow at all. There's like the normal Bouncy Arrow Searcher Piercing, and then the special arrows from the shrine. But basically, nothing. There's no rocket arrow in this. So I think the rocket arrow was for like an older version of this mod. I don't know. But yeah, just make a note of it now. But anyway, guys, that is the switch bow mod. If you like the commentary and new to the channel, make sure you stab that like button and that subscribe button so you know when I post a new mod review in the future. Also, be sure to check out the description below from like all my social media and such. And check out the mod in the description below as well. If you're a big archery fan, you'll definitely like this mod with all its crazy arrows and all the schnaz. What? And make sure to leave a comment down below about any mods that you would like me to review in the future. I will always take your guys' mod suggestions. But that's all I really wanted to say. My name is Luke, and say it with me. Stay strong and feel the power. See ya!